Supporting Newcastle is very much like sitting at the front of a roller coaster. There's ups, there's downs, you get shaken about, you're screaming all the time and you don't know what to expect next. But last night, finally a little bit of an upward curve and a good performance. This is the Toon Review. Hi everyone, I'm Paul. Welcome back to another video where we are reviewing last night's 0-0 draw against Liverpool. And I have to say, seeing the lads last night working their asses off for every single tackle, every single pass was such a difference to the last game and the last few games where we've just sat back and let teams come onto us. We started that game on the front foot. We actually went at Liverpool and we kept going when we could, having a go at Liverpool. It was such a nice difference to see. And I'd like to point out in my preview video that I did say that our midfield should contain Hayden and Matty Longstaff because they are ball winners and they will work their asses off. And my God, was I right. I'm not always right with everything I say on these videos, but last night, watching those two, it was fantastic. They worked so hard. The back five, I suppose, if you can call them that, was tremendous. Absolute heroics. They all worked like lions last night, and it was just so good to see. And then coming forward, we actually came forward and gave it a go. And yes, we didn't really put Liverpool on the back foot a lot of the game. They had the majority of the possession, but we know that was going to happen. Liverpool are the champions, and they're the champions for a reason. They hold the ball well, they attack well. But do I think Liverpool are at full flow at the moment away from home in the Premier League? No. I think they're not firing all cylinders in the Premier League away from home. It's clear to see. However, on the flip side of that, we didn't really let them play. And it wasn't until really Salah got in, clean through. But what a save by Darlow. I will talk about Carl Darlow a bit later on. Brilliant save. It could have really knocked Newcastle for 6 then, because if that had gone in right before half-time, it would have been a kick in the teeth. But then he made another fantastic save from, I think it was a corner, and the header, or was it a cross? I can't remember. But you know the save I'm talking about. And then the commentator goes and says, it was too close to the goalkeeper. Yes, in a way it was, but he still had to use his quick reflexes to push the ball away. Now, if we'd fallen behind at those points, that would have been critical because it would have rocked our confidence going into the dressing room at half-time. And when we went in 0-0, you're thinking, right, this is an opportunity for us to either get a point or maybe sneak a win here. But it all depends on what Steve Bruce says to the guys at half-time. Everyone was worried about that because of previous performances where we've come out after half-time looking like a bunch of melons. But we didn't. We continued to work. We continued to put Liverpool under pressure. And that, for me, was what it was all about yesterday. We didn't let them settle on the ball. If you noticed the previous games, Liverpool were passing it across the back four. We were hunting them down. Now, normally, we'd back off and let them just pass it around. We didn't let them have time on the ball yesterday. And then Darlow comes up with an absolute heroic save. Shah then, an amazing clearance off the line. Just the work rate was there for all to see. And the passion was there to get something out of the game. And that, as fans, is all we've been wanting now for weeks and months and years. Sod this Champions League, we want to be in Europe, we want to win. All we've said all along is we want to see a team that competes and tries to get something from games. And last night we finally saw it. And it was brilliant. It was a joy to behold. I'm sitting there going, is this really the same Newcastle United side that we've been watching recently? I know the possession was still terrible, but we were against the champions. But I tell you something now, if we play like that in future games against lesser opposition, we will win more than we lose. That is undoubtedly the case, because you saw how many opportunities we conjured up against Liverpool. We can do that against other sides, and we can do it well. You know, we've got Leicester at the weekend, you know, providing everything still goes ahead with all this COVID stuff. If we can get something from the Leicester game, I believe that something could be 3 points if we perform as well as that. But it's all about now consistency. And that is the main thing for me is moving forward. We have to be consistent. Now, Carl Darlow, I want to talk about him first of all because that man should be in the England squad. And that's not me just bigging him up because he played well last night. You look at how that man has played all season. You cannot tell me that he is not one of the best performing England goalkeepers this season. And why is Southgate not noticing this? That is what me, thousands of other Newcastle United fans, and probably fans around the country who've seen Carl Darlow play and make saves. He is fantastic and deserves an opportunity. So whenever the next England squad is called out in 2021, if he's not in that squad, then there is something seriously wrong with the system and serious bias towards the southern players, which we've had many conversations about in the past. But Carl Darlow has surprised everybody this season. When Dubravka got injured, it was like, oh my God, we've got to start the season with Darlow. But my God, has he done so well. And hats off to the guy. And Dubravka now is going to have to fight to get his place back because Darlow, Steve Bruce even said it last night, is the man. It's his jersey and it's his jersey moving forward. And you cannot blame Steve Bruce for saying that because he's been nothing short of magnificent. If I'm going to rate players, Darlow for me, 10 out of 10 last night. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. No doubt about it. DeAndre Yedlin, I mean, different player. Suddenly a different player. A straight 8 for him. Fantastic work rate. Got up and down that pitch. What an engine. Brilliant performance. 8 for me. Shah, 9 out of 10. Fernandez, 9 out of 10. Clark, 9 out of 10. All three of those centre-backs, 9. Because they worked their asses off. In the middle of the park, Hayden, 8 out of 10. Matty Longstaff, 9 out of 10. I'm giving Matty a 9. It was only his second game of the season. And look how well he performed. He's played Manchester City and Liverpool. And look at his performances. Absolutely brilliant. Matt Ritchie for me, the only slight sort of down, I'm giving Matt Ritchie a 6. He didn't really get noticed in the game and he was taken on quite a few times on that right-hand side. We know he's not a defender, but, you know, he just wasn't involved as much as the other guys were. Moving forward, I mean, Joe Linton, for me, he's just too slow, right? I said it on Twitter last night. I think he's just too slow. You can't fault his work rate last night. He was working his arse off, but his decision-making and his ball control, they're just too slow for this English game. But I'm going to give him a 7 simply because he worked his arse off. Absolutely worked his arse off. Jacob Murphy, what to give Jacob? You know, he worked hard. He wasn't really in the game. I'm going to give him a 6. And again, you know, you have to stand out. And I don't think Jacob did last night. He had a couple of attempts on goal, but nothing really that was forthcoming. And you thought, wow, you know. And Callum Wilson, for me just was a beast last night. He worked his arse off. He was really all over those Liverpool defenders for 90 minutes. He didn't let them settle once. So a straight 9 out of 10 for me for Wilson. Had he scored, obviously it would have been a 10, but a 9 simply because he was an absolute beast, and that's just how it is. So there we've got, you know, we've got Darlow, we've got Yedlin, we've got the 3 centre backs who were just superb last night. Then you got Matt Ritchie, who, you know, he did all right. You've got Hayden, you've got Matty Longstaff, who again was just brilliant. Jacob Murphy, you've got Joe Linton, and you've got Callum Wilson. So those are my player ratings. The subs came on and did a job as well. I thought, you know, for what they had to do in the time they had. But I'm mainly talking about the starting 11 and how that went through the game. It was great. Miggy did come on and did well. I thought Miggy worked his arse off as well when he came on. I'm not going to rate the substitutes. but his work rate was there. He was back defending and then bringing the ball out when we needed to late on in the second half. So well done to Miggy as well. Steve Bruce, I'm going to rate him 7. Now that's probably the highest rating that anybody has rated him this season, I think. He got it right yesterday. And I've always said on this channel that if somebody does something that's, regards praise or positivity, then I'll give it when it's due. And we've been very, very negative about Steve Bruce. We know we don't want him as manager, but we have to say last night he got it right. For once, they actually looked so organised and they were working as a group, as a team. And that was great to see. And yes, Steve Bruce last night got it right. He got it right. And it doesn't hurt me saying that. I wish I could say that every week, that he got it right. We played fantastic. But I can't at the minute. But hopefully, if the consistency thing keeps going, then yes, I'll be able to say that every week. And I'll be happy to say that every week. As a Newcastle fan, all you want to do is see the team perform, get some points, win some games, and actually look like a team. And last night we did. We were very, very organised. So yeah, for me, I'm happy as Larry today. I did not expect to be sitting here doing this video with a 0-0 draw. I expected it to be a thumping and another downbeat video thinking, where the hell do we go from here? But we actually now have, something to build on. And that's something we haven't been able to say for quite a lot of the season, that it's something there to build on. So fantastic for the Toon last night, and I'm generally buzzing today. It was a great to watch for once. We didn't, the team didn't let the fans down. The whole squad didn't let the fans down, including the manager. And I'm really happy about that. But we move on. It's Leicester next. I'll be doing a review for that game shortly. A preview, sorry. And also I'll be bringing out the transfer window video as well. So, and a Premier League one, because we need to have a look at where all the teams sit in the Premier League, what the table looks like, and moving into sort of the New Year period, who is looking like they're going to get relegated, the championship race, the chase for Europe. There's lots of things to look forward to. COVID providing, obviously, we don't know what's going to happen yet with that. But thank you very much for watching the video. If you are new to the video and you've enjoyed it and you've liked what you've seen, please do hit the subscription button. We've had a real influx of subscriptions lately. I just want them to keep going up. So if you are new, do hit the subscription button. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. It helps me build the channel immensely, so don't forget to hit the like button and comment below, because I want to see what you guys... I've had loads and hundreds of comments, and I do reply to every single one of them that I can do, and it's great to get your feedback and your thoughts on how the games went or the future, etc. So do comment below what you thought of the game, and even if you're a Liverpool fan, let's have a conversation about what you think of your away form this season. So thank you very much for watching. More videos to come. Have a happy new year as best you can in the circumstances. And I'll be back in the new year with plenty more videos. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Be strong.